The origin story of the lottery. A lottery is a type of gambling in which winning numbers are selected at random. While some governments forbid lotteries, others support them to the point of holding a federal or state lottery. It is typical to find some sort of government regulation of lotteries. The most typical rule is the ban on sales to minors, and retailers need a license to sell lottery tickets. Even though lotteries were popular in the United States and a few other nations during the 19th century, by the start of the 20th century, the majority of gambling activities, including lotteries and sweepstakes, were prohibited in the United States, the majority of Europe, as well as a great number of other nations. This persisted even decades after World War II. In the 1960s, lotteries and casinos started to resurface all over the world as a way for governments to generate income without raising taxes. Classical history. Keno slips from the Chinese Han Dynasty, which lasted from 205 to 187 BC, are the first examples of a lottery ever discovered. Major government initiatives like the Great Wall of China are thought to have been financed in part by these lotteries. A reference to a game of chance as the drawing of wood appears to refer to the drawing of lots in the Chinese Book of Songs. The first recorded lotteries in Europe took place under the Roman Empire, mostly as a form of entertainment at dinner parties. Each visitor would be given a ticket, and rewards would frequently be elegant things like china. Every ticket holder would be guaranteed a prize. But this particular lottery was nothing more than the lavish gift-giving of noblemen during the Saturnalian celebrations. The lottery run by the Roman Emperor Augustus is the one with the first records of selling tickets. The awards were in the form of items of uneven worth, and the money was used for repairs in the city of Rome. Medieval history. In the 15th century, the Low Countries hosted the first lottery known to have offered tickets for sale with cash awards as prizes. Many towns organized open lotteries to earn money from municipal defenses and to aid the needy. There is evidence that lotteries may be much older in the town records of Bruges, Utrecht, and Ghent. A document from Lecluse dated 9 May 1445 mentions gathering money through a lottery with 4,304 tickets and a total prize pool of 1737 florins to construct walls and town defenses. Lotteries were held in the Netherlands in the 17th century to earn money for the underprivileged or a variety of public purposes. The lotteries were a huge success and were regarded as a simple method of revenue. The oldest active lottery is conducted by the Dutch government's Staatsloterij. The Dutch noun lot, which means fate, is where the English word lottery originates. The Golden Ambrosian Republic launched the first known Italian lottery on January 9, 1449, in Milan to raise money for its battle with the Republic of Venice. However, Genoa was where Lotto took off. 5 out of 90 candidates for the Great Council were randomly selected every 6 months, and bets were placed on their names. These games of chance were known as Lotto or Seminayu. The current Lotto, to which both modern legal lotteries and the illicit numbers game may trace their origins, was created when individuals wanted to wager more frequently than twice a year and started to replace the candidates' names with numbers. Early modern history. France, 1539. During his battles in Italy, King Francis I of France learned about lotteries and sought to implement one in his realm to boost government revenue. The Loterie Royale, the first lottery in France, was established in 1539 and sanctioned by an edict from Château-Renard. Since the tickets were highly expensive and the social classes that could afford them rejected the project, this endeavor was a failure. Lotteries were outlawed or in some situations permitted in France for the next 2 centuries. England, 1566. Although the English presumably tried out raffles and other similar games of chance, initially Queen Elizabeth I licensed the first official lottery in 1566, and the first drawing took place in 1569. Each of the 400,000 tickets sold cost £0.50, or about 3 weeks' worth of average workers' pay. The grand prize was valued at about $5,000. The purpose of this lottery was to gather funds for the repair of the havens and strength of the realm and towards such other public good works, like the redevelopment of ports and the acquisition of new ships for the Royal Navy. The entire value of the prizes which were won by every ticket holder was equivalent to the funds raised. Both ready money and priceless items like silver plates, tapestries, and fine linen cloth were awarded as prizes. Each participant was also given exemption from one arrest, so long as the crime was not piracy, murder crimes, or treason. Scrolls with drawings of the rewards that were posted across the nation served as advertisements for the lottery. Early United States, 1612–1900. The Virginia Company of London was permitted by King James I to conduct an English lottery in 1612 to collect funds for settling the first permanent English colony at Jamestown, Virginia. In colonial America, lotteries were a key source of funding for both private and public projects. More than 200 lotteries are known to have been authorized between 1744 and 1776. And they were a significant source of funding for things like roads, libraries, churches, colleges, canals, and bridges. Lotteries were used to fund the establishment of Princeton and Columbia universities in the 1740s, as well as the University of Pennsylvania in 1755 through the Academy Lottery. Several colonies used lotteries to raise money for fortifications and their local militia during the French and Indian Wars. The Commonwealth of Massachusetts held a lottery in May 1758 to generate funds for the expedition against Canada, German-speaking countries. Hamburg hosted the first significant lottery on German soil in 1614. The first lottery in Austria was conducted in 1751 under the rule of Empress Maria Theresia, and was known as Lotto di Genova because it consisted of 90 numbers. Spain, 1763. There are numerous lottery games available in Spain. The majority of them are run by Lotteries y Apuestas del Estado. The once and the Catalan government run the other lotteries. The first lottery game in Spain was played in 1763, and throughout the course of the last 200 years, playing the lottery in Spain has become a tradition. Officially known as Sorteo Extraordinario de Navidad, or simply Lotería de Navidad, the Spanish Christmas lottery is a nationwide lottery. Since 1812, it has been put on by Loterías y Apuestas del Estado, a division of the Spanish public administration. In 1892, the phrase Sorteo de Navidad was first used. The second longest running lottery in the world is the Spanish Christmas Lotto. This includes the years when the lottery drawing was held in Valencia during the Spanish Civil War because the Republicans were compelled to move their capital from Madrid. Following the collapse of the Republican administration, the Franco regime continued the lottery without interruption. That's all for today's origin story video, guys. Tell us your thoughts in the comment section. And if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. Let us know what origin story you'd like to learn about next in the comments. Thank you very much for taking the time to watch this video. See you in the next video. Until then, best wishes. Thanks for watching.